Hello, Strong Mamas. Today I want to walk you through a dynamic warm-up that will be perfect for getting you geared up to go through any of the routines that I'm providing for you, whether through the guidebook or on my website on strongmamas.com. So this routine is perfect. I'm going to teach you some breathing exercises to begin with. Then we're going to go into warming up the shoulders and warming up the core, and then we're going to start moving and getting some functional movements included as well. So this is a perfect exercise to learn. Beginners can do it, but it's also great for advanced athletes as well. So we're going to start on the floor with some positional breathing. Okay, so this is going to get your mind kind of back in the game, kind of bring yourself together and work on some breathing techniques, and this will definitely set the tone for the rest of the workout. So begin on the floor, lay down on your back, and you can have your feet, your knees bent, feet positioned flat. We're going to work on what's called a posterior pelvic tilt. So you're actually going to tuck your tailbone under. So kind of tuck your tailbone under so that you feel like your back presses down into the floor. You should feel a good connection between your back and the floor in this position. So I want you to hold that position. Keep your back pressed down. You might even feel your belly contracted and pulled together. So from that position, I want you to place one hand on your chest, the other hand on your belly, and we're going to work on breathing. Okay, so we're going to fully inhale. One big exhale. So as you breathe in, try to breathe into kind of the part of your body that's right in the middle of that belly. Okay, so low rib cage, upper belly is where you're breathing into. So we're going to inhale. Strong, slow exhale. Breathe in again. Exhale. You get to hear my train go by. Exhale, long exhale. We're going to exhale for about a count of 7. We're going to inhale for a count of 5. Inhale here. 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale again. On the next deep breath, we're going to go through a full cycle of inhaling, exhaling. I want you to feel all the muscles, what we call accessory muscles, so the muscles of your neck and shoulders. I want you to feel those muscles really relax and melt into the floor. So really try to purposefully relax those muscles as you're breathing. So we're going to inhale. Exhale. And melt into the floor as you exhale. Okay, so if you need to, you can release your pelvic tilt position here. Okay, so let your pelvis out. You can let your back come up off the floor. That's okay. We're going to give it a little bit of a break. If you need to wiggle your hips around a little bit, you can. Now we're going to find it again. So find that pelvic tilt again. So tuck your tailbone under, and that's going to press your back down into the floor. Now we're going to go through what we call floor angels. So holding this, okay, so your back is staying pressed into the floor. We're going to bring your arms up and out to the side on the floor. Okay, so it should feel like your elbows are touching the floor and your hands are touching the floor. And just because of the weight of your body, your shoulders are touching the floor too. So holding this position, give me a deep inhale. Feel your rib cage rise, and then a deep exhale, and you'll feel that rib cage drop. Do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, and feel the rib cage drop towards your knees. Now we're going to start moving this angel. Your back should stay connected with the floor. We're going to draw your elbows down towards your hips. Inhale. And then raise the hands up, sliding along the floor above your head as you exhale. Inhale to come down. And then exhale to go up. You might find that you have a hard time keeping your elbows in contact with the floor or your hands. Okay, so as your shoulders begin to relax and you gain more mobility, those will stay put on the floor a little bit better. Okay, but that's your ultimate goal, is to keep good connection between your full arm and the floor. So we're going to continue doing floor angels. Keep your back connected with the floor with that pelvic tilt. Move your arms up and down. Don't hold your breath. You can add some good breathing to this, a good rhythm with your breathing. Give me one more. Good. Okay, so now your shoulders should feel like they're getting warm. Go ahead and let the pelvic tilt out. Release that. Your core is getting warm here too, just by holding that pelvic tilt so much. So you can wiggle again if you need to. We're going to do one more utilizing this pelvic tilt technique. So tuck your tailbone under, and then keeping your tailbone tucked under, we're going to engage the glutes, squeeze your glute muscles, and lift up into a bridge, okay? And then we're going to slowly come back down to the floor, keeping that tail tucked under, and then release the tilt. So tilt your pelvis, tuck that tail, lift up into a bridge. Don't lift too high. If you're having a good tail tuck, that's going to prevent you from going too high. Bring it down and release the tilt. Let's go again. Tilt, lift up into a bridge, squeeze those glutes, come back down and let it out. Try to keep your neck, chin relaxed as you go through these. Lift up in that bridge, bring it down. You should feel like your hips are really starting to move. Core is engaging, glutes should be engaging here. Relax, tuck, lift, let it out, let the tilt out. Tuck, lift, let it out, let the tilt out. Let's do one more. Tuck, lift, you're pushing through your heels, let it out, let the tilt out. Okay, so we did all of our floor ones. Next we're going to stand up and we're going to work on some moving ones, and these actually are going to challenge your balance a little bit too, which is a perfect thing to do in the warm-up, is to work on your balance. So after the floor exercises, it shouldn't feel like you're too fatigued here. It should just feel like you're starting to get warm. So the first thing we're going to do is a knee to chest hug. So balancing on one foot, I want you to very evenly and symmetrically pull one knee up towards your chest. Make sure your knee is not coming out to the side. Keep it level, and then you can grab that knee and pull it into your chest and then let it out. Same thing here. Good balance on one leg. Draw that knee up. Grab your knee, pull it into the chest with good posture, and let it out. Pull that knee straight up. Grab it. Good posture. Shoulders are back. Good. Good balance. Standing strong on one leg. And let it out. Good. Keeping those shoulders down and back. Another thing to think of here is that you want this foot flexed. Don't let this foot just drop towards the floor. Keep it flexed. Keep that knee pulled in. Keep your hips level. And let it out. We're going to go a couple more of these. Pull up. That foot is staying flexed. Good. This last one I want you to try without grabbing your knee. You're going to pull up as high as you can. And then let it out. We're going to pull this knee up as high as you can without changing your posture, changing your hip level, or anything. Let's do one more of those on each side. Pull that knee up. That foot is flexed. Good. We're going to go one more here. Good. Now we're going to do a quad stretch. So you're going to pull your foot behind you. Grab your ankle if you can. Good posture here. Okay. Your knee should be pointing straight down. Let it go. Now we're going to grab the other foot. You can grab the ankle. You can kind of tuck your tailbone under here so that your back is not arched out behind you. Keep your tailbone tucked under. Let it go. Good. Stand up straight. I'm going to show you from the side, kind of a profile view. Grab that foot. Stand up straight. Keep your tailbone tucked under. Knee point straight to the floor. Let it go. This time we're going to add a little bit of a lean with it. So you're balancing on one foot, tailbone is tucked under. We're going to lean forward. This standing knee can be bent a little bit. Lean as far as you can with good control the whole time, and then we're going to change sides, okay? So keep your tailbone tucked under, knees pointing straight down, good posture. Should be flat down the front. We're going to add the lean. Standing knee can be slightly bent. and then come back up. Let's go one more of those on each side. Good. This time we're going to try to reach with the opposite hand. Reach forward, find your balance, feel locked in, and then stand up under control. Perfect. So the next one, we're kind of leading off of that one. These are called single leg deadlifts. We're going to add a forward reach. I like to call these ballerinas because you're going to feel like a beautiful ballerina. You might not feel beautiful yet, but that's kind of the ultimate goal. So you're standing up straight, perfect posture. Your standing knee can be slightly bent. And all we're going to do is hinge right here from the hips. You can think about this point right here as your pivot point, and you're just pivoting around that notch right there. Okay, and as we pivot forward, raise the leg behind you and reach your arms forward. So you're going to kind of create a T with your body, nice and steady, nice and careful. You're probably going to feel like you're falling all over the place, and that's okay. Just pick a focal point, pick something to look at, lock your eyes on that, and keep yourself steady. The more rigid your body is, the more solid you are from head to heel, the easier this is going to be. Your standing knee can be bent. You don't have to go over quite as far as I am. You can come even to there if you need to. Okay? So reach forward, come as far as you can with good technique, good control. Let's go one more. That standing leg is starting to feel working. And we're done there. Let's do the other leg now. So we're going to balance on the left leg here. Standing knees bent. Keep your body upright. Good posture. We're going to lean forward. Keeping everything lined up. That back heel stays flexed. You're going to come back forward. Good. And if you feel like you've really got it down, you can try to aim for getting to horizontal with your body. You can tuck your head between your arms, kind of ears at biceps. That could be for some of you more advanced women here, finding that horizontal point. But if this is really difficult for you, which for many it really is, so don't be discouraged. You can start just by working on that control in this range of motion here. Let's do a couple more. There you go. This does get better as you go. There we go. There's your single leg deadlift with forward reach. Next, we're going to work on some basic body weight squats. Feet are planted, a little bit wider than hip width apart. Toes point straight forward, shoulders back. We're going to sit down and back into a squat and stand back up. Your feet should not lift off the floor. In fact, your weight should feel like it's going back in your heels. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side. It should feel like your booty is sticking way out behind you. Stick that thing out as far as you can. This is one that you cannot exaggerate enough. Okay, so almost see how my shoulders are right above my feet? That's what you want. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here. Booty out. Okay, let's go a couple more of these. Sitting up tall. Weight is through the heels. Here you go. Feel those hips starting to warm. Good. Next, we're going to get into a lunge position. One leg forward, one foot back. This is kind of a staggered stance. You can be up on your heel of that back foot. Get your hips level. Good posture. Shoulders are back. We're going to drop into what looks like a lunge, but we're going to call it a split squat simply because we're not stepping in and out of it. Our feet stay planted. Okay, you're going to drop down and back up. What I find with most people is that you want to be further spread apart than you think. A lot of people, especially beginners, will line up here, and that puts their feet too close together. Makes it really difficult. So you actually want to be spread out further than you think you should. Get yourself squared up, drop right down into that lunge. And you want good alignment of your knee. I'm going to face you this time. Good alignment with this front knee. Make sure this front knee doesn't go in or out. Keep it right in front of your hip. Okay, so we're going to go down and up. And you might not get that back knee all the way to the floor, and that's okay. Just get it as close as you can. If you want a bit more of a balance challenge, you can put your hands behind your head. Make it prisoner. Let's switch legs. Put the other foot forward now. Spread yourself out. Drop into that split squat. Keep good alignment with that front leg. There you go. This does get easier and better as you go. This is the point where you're starting to think, am I seriously just warming up? Yes, this is just the warm-up. And when this becomes easier, you will know that you have gained that much more fitness, which is awesome. Okay, last two are gonna be fast-paced. We're gonna do jumping jacks next. We're gonna go 20 of these. You probably haven't done these since middle school, but it'll come back to you right away. So spread it out and in. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. And that was probably the point where you realized you had to go potty. Next, last one, we're going to do high knee jogging. So we're going to pick your knees up, hop it up really high. And this you can just do in place. So your goal is to try to pick your knees up to hip height. And then you can pump the arms as you go. This one's a little bit easier on the bladder for you mamas. And there you go. So you should feel warm, loosen up, activated through everything that needed to be turned on, and your body should be ready to go for any of the warm-ups or any of the workouts, that you have ahead of you. Good luck.